He got real heated up and he said, well, I just want to know about these women with these large breasts. That's exactly what he said, word for word. He said it just like that. He said, I want to know more about these women with these large breasts. That's exactly what he said. So, and he said, I want to know more about these women with these large breasts. And he has these glasses and they look funny. And he said, I want to know more about these women with these large breasts. And he has these glasses and they look funny. So yeah, long story short, I go to the store. I'm looking through the comics and there's a guy, and the guy is the nerd. He's the nerd that was up in there a few times before. He works there. And a few times before, he was talking to some guys that are talking about making porn and shit like that. And he said, I want to know more about these women with these large breasts. And he has these glasses and they look funny. And he's a real cool guy, but I mean, he's a nerd. So when I bought my Battle Chasers comic book last night, he said, that's what I want to buy. And Ashley says, well, it's his now. It belongs to Clark. He just bought it. And he says, let me show you why. I said, why do you want to buy this book? Let me show you why. And he just picked it up to a random page, and there's the girl with these big, large breasts. And he says, this is why I like this girl with these large breasts. Well, I like these large breasts. I want to know more about these women with these large breasts. That's exactly how he says it. So yeah, one time I was at the shop and I was looking through comic books, and the guy says, the guy is he's just a nerd. He's a cool nerd. I like the guy. But he said something like, he was talking with his buddies. His buddies were talking about porn stars and sex in general. And porn. And the fucking guy, he got real heated up and he said, well, I just want to know about these women with these large breasts. That's exactly what he said, word for word. He said it just like that. He said, I want to know more about these women with these large breasts. That's exactly what he said. So when I went in last night to buy whatever comics I could find, I found Battle Chasers. And Battle Chasers has a woman with some really big breasts. And that comic book is about 25 years old. It's 20 or 25 years old. It's about 20 years old. And he's picked up the book and said, let me show you why I like this book. I like these large breasts. So anyway, I'm at the store. Let me tell you what he did another day. Another day, Mr. Geek was at the store, and I was rummaging through the comic books as usual, and Mr. Geek and his buddies were talking. Well, I don't think they were his buddies, but they were just people that were up there shopping. And the little son of a bitch was sitting there saying, he said, they were talking about porn and the people that play in porn. And they were talking about the warehouse or whatever it's called that's way out there in the California that used to be like where they do the army stuff, and now it's been bought by the it's an old aircraft warrior place or whatever, and they do porn there. Let me start over. And he said, I want to know more about these women with these large breasts. And he has these glasses and they look funny. So the guy picks the book up and he says, that's what I want to buy. And Ashley says, he just paid for it. It's his now. It belongs to Clark. And he picked it up and he said, I said, why do you want that? Because it's a real good book. And he says, I'll show you why. And he picked up my book and he he picked a random page where the bitch has got these big old breasts. And he said, this is why. These large breasts. He wears glasses and And one time I went to, hold on. Okay, so last night I went and did a thing. I went to the store will not be named, but there's a guy up there that works, and there's a girl too. And the guy, the girl's real cool. The guy's rather cool, but he's a rather nerd. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I don't want to paint an ugly picture of him, but he's a nerd. And I was talking about, I bought a comic, and there's a woman in it that's got some really big breasts, and it's a wonderful comic. The comic is not about her breasts, but she has very large breasts. And matter of fact, I don't think there's breasts they're bigger than Anna Nicole Smith's. You know, they're big. And anyway, so last night I went to the comic shop. Well, I went to the Game Exchange. We don't give it away by name. Hello, the name is Jesse Clark Worley, and I am the host of the program. Hello, the name is Jesse Clark Worley, and I am the host of the program. Hello. And he says, I want to know more about these women with these large breasts. And he has these glasses, and they look funny.